I figured it out. I had to think, okay, I worked yesterday, so it was Tuesday down in Thailand.
Yeah. Hoo-wee.
Now,
Okay.
how did that camera get wide again?
No, that was.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, it wasn't. I don't think it was that wide, but anyway, it's fine.
I'm all about
Hey,
it.
y'all. Those of you can see us on Facebook and YouTube. I guess we're on both of them now, right?
We are.
Yes, we are up
You
and
keep
live.
flipping channels there.
Are you
I
gonna
don't
say
do
who
those
you
things.
are?
I did.
Yeah, he
and
just
you
did.
said who you are.
Lord, y'all. Well, I need to get up and go back. Go to bed, go wake back up.
Just
What
walk
is-
out the door, come
What's
back
happening,
in.
y'all? Okay,
So-
sorry. I don't even remember
I'm
doing
usually
that.
the one to do that.
I know what is
I
happening
know
right
it.
now.
Oh my,
Woo.
my. Well, you're probably still on yesterday's tirade.
I'm better.
Good. You
Mhm.
feel better?
I do. I feel
You're
good.
calm down.
I'm great.
Did you get a bunch of comments?
Not a whole lot. I got a few.
Uh-huh.
Some wanted me to do more,
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
but nobody told me I needed to do less. Well,
You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Well, I was just-
and you did just right
I was
yesterday.
just me.
So
Yes, you were.
that was the real you yesterday.
That was me.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Cool.
was me. hmm
What did they call that? Unsaddled or something?
unbridled,
Whatever.
unfiltered.
Unfiltered.
Unfiltered,
Yeah,
That's
no
Kelly,
filter.
that was
word.
Kelly unfiltered.
No filters coming out of that girl
Mm-mm,
yesterday.
mm-mm.
So anyway, y'all missed it. You can still see it unless Facebook has banned it. I don't know. I didn't go back and look.
Well, actually, no, it's still up there. But actually, yeah, that was Kelly yesterday, but not 100% Kelly. You don't want 100% Kelly.
Well, the 100% Kelly, we would
No.
have to put a beep, beep, beep,
No,
beep.
yeah,
beep.
you see, I took my headphones off when she started her rant because I was like, she's gonna blow out my eardrums. But yeah, I think you handled it.
I did see you out of the corner of my eye take your headphones
Yeah,
off.
I
I'm
was
like,
like,
what's about to happen right
Well,
now?
I had the mic
Mm-mm.
down about half throttle yesterday because she was still taking the needle. But
I
anyway,
saw you keep reaching over there adjusting it,
Uh,
and I was like, wait, she's not done.
I guess we should have checked your blood pressure yesterday.
It's probably a good thing I didn't. It's been a little high since.
I do want to say though, a friend of mine was texting me last night from New Hanover's county convention, and it was a mess. It was a mess, and I know it was still going on past 9:30 last night.
What time did
Wow.
it start? Because ours lasted over 6 hours,
Yeah, we
which I
made
think is
history.
unreal.
We made history.
I don't think any
Um,
county convention should last 6 hours.
I
That's
think
just
the
too
first
long.
one-
People get upset.
Yeah, but she was sending me some videos and stuff, and
What were they fighting it out? or-
well, you had your sovereign citizens that wanted this, wanted that, and then you had your forever Trumpers that it was a huge division. And at one point, the convention chair had to tell one speaker that if he didn't abide by the rules, he was going to have that deputy sheriff standing right over there
Uh-oh.
to take you out. And I was like, whoa,
Well, we've seen that here,
yes,
but not at our convention.
nope.
Wow.
So, I'm hearing this everywhere right now.
I think people are they're frustrated. I think some people are frustrated with the Biden administration, and they're taking it out.
Well, a lot
On
of people
their
are
fellow
frustrated
people.
with the Trump
A
administration.
lot of
Yeah.
people are frustrated with them too. I think there's just frustration abounding.
Yep.
I think it all
Everywhere.
started there when
Yeah.
he did not secure the office of presidency
Mhm.
for the second time. It really divided the Republican Party.
I agree with that.
Well, if he had been successful and
Mhm.
squeezed by,
Mhm.
squeaked through, then I think the Republican Party would still be divided because there are probably as many people in the Republican Party that do not want him as want him.
Well, I'm one of those.
Yeah, I know. So am I. I'm not a Republican.
But yeah, I mean,
um,
and I wouldn't have minded him had he the tweeting, whatever term. That turned me off so badly
If
against him.
the Twitter folks,
yeah,
if the tweeting
yeah,
committee
tweeting,
who
yeah,
were in charge,
yeah.
if they had banned him during the second 2 years of his only
Mhm.
term, then he would have been reelected.
Yeah.
If he had not had access to Twitter,
hmm
so Twitter is the one that got him defeated by letting
I don't
him
think it's just
do
Twitter.
whatever. I know it's
But
not,
it's
but But on TV,
the name calling, it's childish. That's what I couldn't abide by.
It is.
It does not need to happen. And he just, I mean, I will say, had he been president, I'm 100% certain that we wouldn't have had a drone fly completely, or balloon,
Balloons.
whatever term you want to use, spy,
Right.
Chinese spy object fly completely across our country. That would have never happened. I know that wouldn't have happened.
If he had known about it.
Well, good point too.
But I'm telling you, there are people in the administration,
Mhm.
there are people in charge of activities like that
hmm
who they know about it, but they didn't share it with Biden.
It's true too.
There are people
And
who would not
that's
have shared it with
scary.
him.
That is scary.
It should be scary.
I mean,
you know,
yeah, because then you got who's really in charge. That's a
it's
scary
not
thought.
the president.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that now.
And that's
Regardless
scary.
of whoever the president is,
Yeah.
he ain't in charge.
That's a scary thing, Rayford. That's one step away from a military takeover. If you think
It's
about
not
it.
just military. It's yeah, there's
Yeah.
paramilitary
That's what I'm
operations
saying.
anyway.
That's scary. You get somebody in there with nefarious intentions or some illusions of grandeur, of power. That's a scary, scary thought.
Uh-huh.
Yikes.
Uh-oh.
Here we go already.
It's Steve. I had a feeling
Okay,
it was going to be
phew.
Steve before I even looked.
You knew you could bait him this morning,
I'm
didn't
not
you?
even
Hey,
trying to bait
hey,
him.
Steve.
Steve, I'm not trying to bait.
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
We
How
hanging
are
in
you?
here.
Have you got a gardening tip?
I was going to say, it's going to be a pretty day. I think the flowers are going to grow. Yeah.
The pollen's out.
I don't care about the flowers. I care about my maters, my cucumbers, and my squash and zucchini and eggplant
And
and
Kelly,
other
don't
stuff.
be so frightened. All presidents have advisors, and you could, easily argue that those advisors control the things more than the president does by, how they direct them. They are kind of in control, but they only are as good as the advice they get.
Well, that's what's so scary about it.
Right. I mean, it's a scary situation if you really stop and think about how much they're responsible for. And not to pick on the former president, but as far as him not knowing about the things that went on, you've got to take in consideration that they had to dumb the daily briefing down to a single paragraph on a single page.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so they had to cut a lot of stuff out of that daily briefing. And I imagine balloons was one of the first things that went.
You talking about the former president or the current president?
The former president, And as far as the current president, a normal presidential daily briefing is like 100 pages or better that they have to read every day.
Uh-huh.
So
Where'd you get that number?
Some of them read it, some of them don't. Some of them read it, some of them didn't read all of it.
Yeah, where did you?
Presidents did it different ways.
So where did you get that number of 100 pages?
If you go back and you can look at reports about the fact that the former president Trump's briefings were so small, about how they had to get progressively smaller and smaller and smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Those reports tell you about what normal daily briefings are.
Okay, so where did you come up with 100 pages or so?
Well, it's reports I've had. I'd have to go back. If you want an actual source, I could probably find one for you.
Okay.
So what's your dispute over that?
I'm just asking.
I just think that's a low number. That's what my thought was.
Well,
That seems
no,
very
actually,
low.
it's normally like a minimum of around 100 pages.
Wow.
Well, I was going to say,
my
if it,
understanding is, and some of them are more than that.
I would suspect them to
But-
be more, but yeah.
But with that particular president, they had to break it down to a smaller briefing, and then they got it down to one page, and then they could lose him on that one page, so they had to get it down to a single topic to try and get through to him where he wouldn't get distracted and go off on something else.
Mm.
But that's the reason why a lot of that stuff didn't get told to him, because it just got left on the cutting room floor.
No.
So I wouldn't really read a whole lot into why he didn't particularly find out about it.
So about Obama, how involved was he in the daily briefing?
Actually, the reporting is that he read every daily briefing
Bull.
every day completely.
Absolutely bull. I know for a fact he did not.
Okay. Well, I'll check my sources, and you check, and you
I know my
Tell me what yours
sources. No, I can't tell you who mine are.
Oh no, I know who yours
Okay.
are, Rayford.
Back to the tomatoes.
Well, my understanding is that his at the point that he came in, that the daily briefings were electronic, and so they could tell how much was read every day,
Hmm.
and that he did read his daily briefings every day in the residence when he went up at night. So, I mean,
Mhm.
I may have been misinformed on that.
Mhm.
I'll concede that to you. I'll double check my.
The normal briefing starts at 04.
How do they get Biden up
Right.
for that?
They don't. And Obama did not get up at that time of morning.
Mhm.
See, the rest of the world gets up a lot earlier than we get up. You understand that? Everything to our east gets up way
Right.
before we get up. But there are people out there monitoring everything that happens to our east all night long. I've been in the room where it happens. So is my wife. We watch them looking at everything that goes on in this world, including every television newscast, including from the satellite trucks that the television stations have all over the world. They're monitored in one massive room by individuals. And at 4 a.m., a report is prepared and delivered to the White House. Some presidents are awake. George H.W. Bush was awake. George W. Bush was awake, and then it stopped. Nobody else was awake. Clinton was not awake. And we know Obama was not awake. Trump was not awake. And this guy still isn't awake.
Wonder why it stopped. They just like sleeping in.
They don't get up. They're not.
But it's not that they didn't receive the daily briefing. They just weren't up at 4 a.m.
They got
to
it
receive
late.
Is that what you're saying?
Those briefings that I'm referring to, they're not actually published anywhere.
Well, he has a whole staff that gathers all the information together.
Yeah,
If there's anything
Good luck
big
on that.
military, like they'll advise him when he gets up and has his breakfast.
Yeah,
But
then the world has ended.
yes.
I'm gonna have to look into that, right? Because I must be misunderstanding, because I thought the president's daily briefing was a classified document.
You're talking about a different briefing.
Okay. Then maybe that's where.
Mhm.
But at any rate, like I say, I don't think there's really anything to be terrified over there. Over that anyway.
Yeah, I know. We won't even know about it till we're all dead. It's okay.
Oh gosh.
No big deal.
Let's be positive. See a balloon outside, Kelly?
I'm telling you. Yeah.
I'm gonna go get me some balloons and launch them
I'll tell you.
and see what happens.
You can't do it in the city.
Who?
You can't. There's an ordinance against releasing balloons in the city.
Once it gets out of our space, and not big a deal.
Just
400 feet, they can't control anything.
use gloves when you go to blow them up. Don't
I
leave
don't
your
blow them up.
fingerprints on.
That's what somebody else does. Steve, I got some balloons. Could you blow them up for me?
Oh Lord.
I might get one or two, but I'd probably have to lay down and rest after
No,
that.
I don't want them with your hot air. I want them with some helium. in
We
them.
need some, we need a helium
Okay.
machine.
Yeah, I could probably handle that.
All right, Steve. You take care, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
Have a
Steve.
wonderful day.
You
Yeah, there is a product that is prepared about 4 o'clock in the morning,
right.
and it's delivered to the president.
Mhm.
And so by the time the rest of the world gets awake, he knows what's been going on all night
course he
long
does.
since the day
Yes.
before.
Right.
And like I say, these guys monitor every electronic thing that goes up or comes down.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like I said, if anything really huge happened, they'd wake them up.
They would
Oh,
wake
yeah.
him up.
Military advisors will all be in the little office there at the round table with their donuts and orange juice waiting for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But do you remember the day when the office of the president, it didn't matter whether he was a Democrat or Republican or whatever, when he came on TV, everything stopped in the
Yes.
world. Everybody went to the TV to see what the president has to say. I think we've lost a lot of that over the years.
Well, yeah, we have.
The office of the president used to be, I mean, look when Ronald Reagan was president. I mean, he was classy,
He was a
elegant.
people person.
Yes, he was a people person. But what happened to all that?
We have not had a people person since he left. That
Right.
included his vice president.
Okay.
He was too secretive. Not too secretive, but by nature in his positions, he was a secretive guy. Bill Clinton was just unaware, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
And then Bush's son,
Yeah, I
he was
understand.
half unaware.
He was not well liked up there in D.C.
No.
Not at all.
And then Obama was just, he had his own agenda,
Right.
and most of it was political.
Right.
Period.
But at least
And
Obama,
Trump,
he brought a whole new life to the White House.
I'm just sorry.
Yes.
It was a dark 4 years as far as I'm concerned, and it continues to be dark. And he's going to slither away from this other mess that's going on right now.
Oh, sure. This
The-
is trivial. It's all
The
political.
DA has already right. That guy this week who gave testimony. What was his name? I forgot. He's a former aide,
Right.
assistant to Cohen.
Yes. Yes.
He's
Can't remember his name.
destroyed a big chunk of the possibility of ever getting an indictment.
Well, the whole thing is just a political mess. That's all it is. And if he was to pursue it, he
He's
would probably end up
dead, not
well,
dead, but useless.
The Democrats are worried now that if they try to indict Trump, that it's going to strengthen the Republican Party
They will.
and
But
crush
with
the Democratic
with the
Party.
real weird side of the Republican Party is what will happen.
Yeah.
And that's not what the Democrats want.
Yes.
I mean, because they're rabid.
Yes.
You don't think about it.
Yeah. I can understand that. I know there was already talk of protests being held everywhere.
Including here. There was a
Including
man
here.
here who had already posted that he was going to organize one
Right.
in case Trump was arrested.
Right.
Why?
We don't need that. We don't
that
need
doesn't
that.
accomplish anything.
No.
Who are you trying to impress?
No.
You're furthering your own
Okay.
idiocracy. Is that a good word?
I was waiting for what was next. I was like, whoa.
Let's go ahead and take a break. You guys want to chat? You got wide open this morning. We've got Dr. Rose coming up at 7:30.
Hmm.
We got questions for her. I know we had one or two people to pose some for us, and you wrote it down. One of you wrote it down yesterday. Theo had some
That's
questions,
right.
right?
Theo. Uh-oh. It's in that book.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes.
So we'll be asking her a question or two. But right now we're going to take a break to a little bit of weather, and we may have time for a call before Dr. Rose at 7:30. Okay.
No, that's
You're live and local Real Talk here on Freedom 97.1 AM WSME, and we'll be right back.
Research shows people remember radio ads that remind them of the past. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's an ad that'll really take you back.
Back in my day, I heard a voice from the radio say, Liberty Mutual customizes my home insurance so I only pay for what I need. I'm getting on in years now, but heavens to Betsy, there are some things an old fella like me just never forgets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
You know, Tideline Marine, yes, they're in business. They're a retail business and a service operation, but they're also there to help people. People come in and they ask for advice. And like yesterday, one gentleman came in and he was working on his own motor because he does it. And he had an old motor he was trying to resurrect that he had picked up. And he ended up getting a whole bunch of parts, but he didn't know exactly what he needed, or he would have ordered them online. That's
Right.
the way he would do business. But he came in, spent the afternoon, spent about 45 minutes, 40 minutes, I think it was. And we looked up everything that he needed. And Tideline Marine had everything he needed except 2 little gaskets, which will be there shortly. That's the kind of things that Tideline does. They take the time to help you when you're trying to help yourself. Yeah, you could have come in and brought the motor in, and the marina could have fixed it. The technicians there could have fixed it. It would have taken a couple of weeks or so. They would have done it. Or you can do it yourself if you know what you're doing.
Right.
But you don't have access to the same software that you can look up all the parts that you need. So Tideline does that. They do it, they sell you the parts, and you're done.
That's good.
That's the way things are supposed to work.
That's
And
the way they used to work.
well, that's the way they used to work. And Tideline Marine still works under that premise. We help you.
Very
They
good.
help you help yourself. And they've also got plenty of fishing lures there. They give you advice on what they know, what the people there come in and talk about who actually fish for a living, the professionals, guides in this area. That's cool. They know where the fish are. They know what's biting. They know when they're biting. And especially they know what lures to use under different conditions. There are guys that will come in, half dozen different guides. The professional guides come in, and they may be fishing with different lures, but they're all catching. Then there will be people come in and say, what is so-and-so using? We know this guy, this one particular individual, and we know he catches a lot of fish. What's he using? So we tell him what he buys.
That's
Yeah.
neat
He
to
doesn't
know.
mind. He has no problem.
Mhm.
And then they buy it. They go fishing.
Well, there you go. And
So-
they probably catch.
And they do
Yeah.
catch. They come back with the
Mhm.
catch. And quite
Mhm.
often they come back with big catches, and we get to weigh them because Tideline Marine is a official marine fisheries weigh station. So can weigh it, and just in case it reaches a certain size, a minimum size that can get you a citation, not a bad citation, a good citation, then you send it in to Tideline sends it in to Marine Fisheries, and in some period of time, you get this thing you can hang up on the wall. You caught such and such a fish.
Mhm.
Nice. Just
It
like
works. That's the way it
clubs
works.
do.
And there's no charge for that.
Mhm.
None whatsoever. You don't even have to mail it in. It's done deal. Tideline Marine for all of your fishing and boating needs, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Winds today out of the northeast around 10 knots, becoming westerly 5 to 10 late this morning and into the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4, dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers only a light chop. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 10 to 15, increasing to 15 to 20. Gust to 25 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 in the morning. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Going to become choppy in the afternoon. And then there's Friday. Southwesterly winds on Friday. That's cool. 15 to 20. Not so cool. Increasing to 20 to 25 in the afternoon. Really bad. Seas 4 to 6. Building. Sounds and rivers choppy. Becoming rough in the afternoon.
Today, mostly cloudy, a high of 69, but winds are calm, Rayford.
Right now.
Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 55, still calm. Tomorrow, apparently in the morning before 9, there will be patchy fog. Otherwise, partly sunny, a high of 79. The winds pick up tomorrow. We could have some gusts as high as 21 miles an hour, but the fact that it's warm, who cares? Tomorrow night, mostly clear, low of 60, still a little bit gusty. Friday, what a great forecast. Sunny, a high of 85, gusty with gusts as high as 21 miles an hour. Friday night, clear, low of 62. Saturday, 82, and Sunday, 80. It's like the best weekend we've had in a very long time.
For landlubbers.
I think we need to plan a fishing excursion.
We do. George.
I will help.
George, we need to get the boat ready.
Yes.
Time is, water temperature is approaching 68 degrees out there.
That's
it's not
right.
there yet, but it's going to be there shortly.
I think it's time we go.
We all
I
got
got to
go.
talk to Robbie. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, and Kelly. Oh,
Kelly's
there's
not
that
going to go
look.
on the boat.
There's the Kelly look.
And not unless we ply her with wine or something first.
I don't even drink wine.
Well, to
then
find something.
Find some Guinness.
Yeah, Guinness.
I mean, I would do with the river, but I will absolutely I'll jump overboard. You try to go in the ocean. I won't go on there. Not doing
Well,
it.
if it's calm, it really.
Heard that lie before. Not doing it. My mama
What
told
are
me
you
that
trying to
lie. It is not happening. Not
Well, you were in Ireland when that
I
happened.
am
You could
on
never,
more than one occasion.
You could never
not
take a
doing it.
cruise then, could you?
I would have no desire to take a cruise. I've been on a cruise ship before and not my thing. It's not my thing.
Why not?
I just don't like it.
Well,
I don't like being like that far off from land.
And you
first of
can't
all,
go
when
anywhere.
You can't go nowhere. You're
Mm.
stuck. Two,
that thing is
cruise
500,
ships are
600
crowded.
feet long.
You fight for a chair. You fight for a spot in the pool. No, it's not my thing. Rooms are claustrophobic. Mm-mm.
Don't you like those little windows though?
No, don't like it.
You can look out through them.
No, I tried that. Somebody said, look out and you won't feel queasy. Liars. Liars.
Hey, Rayford, I just want to say something real quick. We have so many ways for people to enjoy the show.
Oh, we do.
We have YouTube and Facebook.
Mhm.
And YouTube and Facebook is just something we added a while back, just for
because,
people, just
but-
because. But our website on the WSME971.com.
That's the place.
That's the place right there. And of course, people can't see those figures and see who all's listening and watching. We know. And also on our AM and FM station, also the numbers are huge. But just wanted to reach out and thank everybody. We're at 3.6 thousand followers now. And
Well, that's increased again.
our post, we just picked up 69 new followers in the last 28 days. So this little radio station is
It
growing.
ain't so little.
Yes, and we're the only local ones here in this area, and we're doing local news. As soon as we get it, we put it out there. We have a program now with our Facebook, and it'll be on YouTube soon. The stars, we have had people contribute stars, and we're
Right.
so grateful for that. But we've really grown a lot. Our insights are huge. Our post reaches, or here's one right here, just reached 141,417 people. We had people from out of country yesterday joining us on Facebook and on YouTube, and we appreciate that. So if you're out there and you're watching us on Facebook, be sure to like our page.
Mhm.
And if you're on YouTube, be sure to hit like and subscribe. But this has just busted the seams wide open.
Some of my Ireland peeps watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do the web
From Ireland.
971.com.
Yeah.
Right.
971.com.
Well,
WSME 971.com. That's your best internet audio.
Right.
period.
that's what they
Okay,
say.
Right.
that's all that is
Yeah.
audio. So you get a full bandwidth there.
I have a friend who's in Benson, North Carolina right now listening to us on the website.
Good.
On that
Yeah.
right now. He's on his way to Greensboro. So
You know, when I was down in Bon Air, that's the way I listened
Yes.
too. So you can hear it for anywhere in the world
Yeah,
that you've got
that's,
internet.
that's a true statement. Yeah.
And if you're in our area, listen to us on radio, AM and FM. Both are really Class A signals. I mean, they've got great audio. We've gone to a lot of trouble at WSME to make the audio sound really good.
Right.
I'm one of those sticklers for audio. So
I know you are.
That's just the way things are.
And we have plans on broadening our YouTube and our Facebook, being able to add some features to it. Like if we talk about something and we have a picture, we can put that on the
We'll be
screen
able to
for
do
you.
that
We can do
soon.
a screen to
Some
screen. So
split
it's all
screen stuff,
coming.
whatever.
I like that.
Just takes a little time.
yes.
Good morning, Dr. Rose. How are you?
I'm doing well. Just learning about audio and radio. I
Good
had no
morning.
idea.
Well, we're radio, and that's primary. So, the Facebook and YouTube, you include some pictures and some other stuff that we will be including.
Yeah, we have you
That's
on
like
our
a
Facebook,
bonus.
Dr. Rose.
Yes, we have you up there as well.
Well, thank you.
Mhm.
I'm pleased.
Dr. Rosemary Stein up there in the north central part of North Carolina. So, you're kind of almost in Yankee land, aren't you?
No, I would say so.
Well, see,
I came from Yankee Land, and I don't intend to go back.
I think anything north of New Bern is Yankee land, but beside the point. That's just me. We had a question yesterday asked us to ask you from Theo, our friend, and it deals with the abortion pill. Medically speaking, what do you think about the abortion pill? Not politically or anything else, just about the pill's
exactly.
safety.
The problem is that you are not sure if the embryo or fetus in a capsule is going to be delivered completely. So if you retain a part of that, that's going to lead to a terrible infection. For some reason, a little body part gets caught in the birth tract, and it's retained inside the uterus or in the cervix, and you don't know this. I mean, you're not a doctor to go and count little parts, and so and it may not be delivered intact. If that happens, that can be dangerous. I think I've heard of a few cases. Now, the girls that use the specific method of birth control wouldn't come back and tell me about it. So I don't know what percentage of safety there is. I have my suspicions that sometimes when the girls come in and they have some severe infections of their cervix, that might be why. But I can't tell you exactly how many times this can happen, and what we call a cervicitis, which is an infection of their cervix. But that's the concern, that nobody's really monitoring it. You're supposed to be going back home. You're supposed to be using it up until, I think it's 8 weeks, maybe 6. But I'm sure that it's misused. And so there's the concern that if you're really distraught and emotional, you may use it after the guidelines, and then you have more of a chance of having an infection afterwards. And like I said, nobody's there to monitor it to make sure that you're not at more risk for infection because there were parts that still were retained.
I expected you would have a great answer, and that one should be scary enough. If you've got to do something, do it under a doctor's care, right?
If that is the only out that you have, it's much better to speak with your doctor and then make a non-emotional decision. I just think that leaving this for a young girl, it's usually a younger girl, let's say 30 or less, and she's usually distraught to make a decision like that under such emotional distress. I think that leads to very bad decisions for her. Without even counting the life of the child, of the baby, but for her, that's a very difficult decision for her to make at home.
Okay, great response.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm hearing that COVID, I thought we would never use the word again.
Oh, I hope so.
I hear that COVID may be having a resurgence this year. Not necessarily a new strain, but it could be a new strain. But we may have an issue again. People are getting it for the second time.
And I'm not surprised because they had that secondary, let's say, pandemic in China. There's no way that that all of those people were going to be able to keep it within China. I mean, people travel. It's a global world now. So I heard them and I said, it's going to make its way back to the rest of the world, whatever, part of the world. We happen to live in the U.S. in the Southeast, but it's going to make it back because people travel. Because, and you don't have to travel directly from China to here. You could travel, Chinese could travel to another country and that person spreads it and those people bring it and et cetera. So I'm not surprised. I do expect other outbreaks. It seems like it's not the first, like the first pandemic strain that we had. Although I was a little afraid when I was hearing about what was going on in China, just because there was so much morbidity and mortality that I was thinking, well, is this a completely new strain? Is it a variant of the old strains? But it was sounding more like it was either the brand new first strain, but I can't figure out why it would hurt so many people if everybody was vaccinated and a lot of people had it. Can it be a whole new strain of it, and not just a variant? It could be, but whatever it is, it may, and I would think that it probably will make its way back to America. So this may be a fact of life at this point. Alarm anybody? It's just that my common sense would lead me to believe that this is something that we should be anticipating that's going to happen, and hopefully without the lockdowns as well.
Well, maybe the world can get together and build a fence around China. Keep everybody in and keep everybody else out. Whatever.
I don't know that if that's going to happen, but a lot of us might be a little pleased if that happens.
I have no problem with it. Okay. What kind of patients are you seeing these days amongst your youngsters? You are a pediatrician, so what's going on out there that we need to be concerned about or be aware of?
So much stomach flu.
Oh,
so much.
really?
It's not flu. I'm just saying stomach flu as in AGE.
Oh.
So much of it. I had some little guys that they were the sickest I had seen in weeks. I wanted them put into the hospital, but they wouldn't admit them. And thankfully they turned around. But I have never seen so many kids just start to throw up and have terrible diarrhea and get themselves dehydrated within 24 hours.
Wow.
And so watch out, wash your hands. Hey guys, if your kids are sick and say they're nauseous, please keep them home. The last thing that people need before Easter is a household of sick people or have to get somebody to the ER to rehydrate them. So if your kid is even just starting to have GI symptoms, just keep them home. Nobody needs more illness. I think we're all kind of sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of hand washing, and if you can get out in the sun, if you are starting to feel sick, and take your vitamin D and your vitamin A and some good herbal teas, I think that's going to be helpful. But I'm seeing a lot of that. I mean, the regular stuff. I'm seeing strep, some non-typable viruses, but this GI thing is what was really concerning. They get dehydrated in no time.
Yeah. Hydration is probably one of the best things going, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's some hydration with some good fluids, and I mean some herbal teas if you can have them. I'm not a huge fan of Gatorade just because there's so much artificial stuff in there, but that's better than nothing. If you're going to drink water, make sure that you take something that has some electrolytes and some potassium. Maybe eat a little piece of a banana or something to balance it, and so your electrolytes don't get too depleted. But yeah, hydration. I always tell the kids when they're feeling woozy and not feeling well, that's because you're just not drinking enough fluids. And so it's one of the keys to feeling well. Sometimes a glass of water, you're not feeling well, you drink a glass of water and you're like, that was it. I just needed some fluids.
You know, the days of a good old pump on the property where you had well water, because it has minerals in it instead of some of the stuff that we get today with chlorine and everything else in it delivered to our homes. Well water, and it was so cold. It was so good in the summertime. You did not need ice in it. You pour a glass, turn that spigot on. It was so good.
But nice and cold.
From a deep well.
I had one when I lived at Catherine Lake.
Yeah. So anyway, I always liked it. And my grandparents had it, and we had it here too. We still got the well back here, by the way. I may get a new pump put on there.
Very nice.
Okay, Dr. Rose, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I was just going to say that as parents, I don't think we're training our kids to drink, to just be okay with drinking water. I say water, and I get a face from half the kids. So as parents out there, just get your kids used to drinking water, and there shouldn't be a face when you say water. And that's something that you train them when they're young. Okay, go get a glass of water. I haven't seen you drink, enough of it. So go get some.
I'll tell you, if you keep some limes around, you squeeze a lime into a glass of water too. That also adds a little bit of that tastes actually good.
Yes,
true.
And some vitamin C.
There you go. All of the above. Dr. Rosemary Stein, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right, we will see you next week. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Now that the grass is growing, it's going to need mowing. Wallace Outdoor Power Products, 1321 North Norwood Street, downtown Wallace, does expert mower repair in addition to being an authorized Cub Cadet dealer. Wallace Outdoor Power Products carries a full line of battery-operated DeWalt tools, including blowers, chainsaws, power drills, and many other power tools, completely cordless. In addition to Wallace Outdoor Power Products, RW Auto Repair Service at the same location can help with better gas mileage by keeping your vehicles in top running condition. Wallace Outdoor Power Products and RW Auto Repair, 1321 North Norwood Street, Wallace. Phone 910-285-5030. Owner Richard Williams looks forward to serving you this spring with expert mower and auto repair service.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, You never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent Train dealer. It's hard to stop a Train. For deals on Train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back. Our number, if you want to chat with us this morning, is 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. I'll give it to you again in a second. But first, when you call us, you probably have noticed, you ladies have noticed, when Steve calls in, his voice is just absolutely perfect. Everything, the audio is good and nice and clean, right? When Dr. Rose calls in, same thing. Congressman Murphy, Senator Tillis, all of these people who sound really good, there's a reason they sound that way. And that so many other people who call in don't sound so good. You hear a little feedback here, you hear a little bit of that. That's not on our end. That's on their end. It's because they're using a hands-free device, or they got their phone on speaker phone.
Yeah.
And you put it on speakerphone, by the time that voice gets here and is returned to them, because they hear themselves
It's
too,
distorted.
then it becomes distorted, and we have to keep the level very low.
Yeah.
That's on their end.
And then people can't hear that.
And people can't hear them. We have a hard time hearing them. Well, if we crank it up, it's going, you hear the feedback.
Yeah, it's bad.
So
Yeah.
when you call in, please just use a telephone like a telephone. Forget the speaker, forget that hands-free thing. And if you want to talk and drive down the road and not use the telephone up to your ear because it's not safe or whatever, pull over.
That's right. Pull over.
It's as simple as that. Just pull over for 3 minutes.
Right.
Okay. And it will work just great.
I agree with that.
Otherwise, if you don't do that, and it's going to sound like garbage. Hello, Steve.
Hey, guys. I want to say thank you very much for saying I sounded good. Something else I want to add that I do, and is that I turn the volume down on y'all on the TV.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
That will create a feedback loop as well.
That's right.
And I only listen through the phone.
And it creates a delayed feedback feed. It's really bad because over the TV, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, even the radio, if you're listening to us live on the radio, there is about a quarter-second delay getting there. Well, we can't listen to ourselves. I mean, if I do that like right now, there's y'all can't hear what I'm hearing, but what I'm hearing is a slight delay. If you want to hear how bad that actually sounds, here's what it sounds like. And it's not good.
That makes me crazy.
Hey, look.
Yes.
On another note, I wanted to call and tell you that I was wrong. I did a little bit of research on that President Daily briefing, and I was misled. It turns out that it's rarely more than 25 pages long.
Yep, that's about right.
I read about the room that you talked about, and it said that's the all source, and that they have a few other agencies that contribute to that as well outside of that room. But I was misled because I also found out that there was a news channel that I used to watch years ago that they had put out that the presidential daily briefing was a mini novel and was hundreds of pages long.
No.
And I think that's where I got it from. But
Probably.
when I did the fact check, it turned out that they were fact checked and proven that was unlikely, that it was barely more than 25 pages long.
Yeah.
Also, it was I found that it was fact checked and debunked that Obama didn't read his daily briefings. That was a rumor started by Guess Who on Guess What Network. But it was fact checked and proven that he did actually read all his daily briefings. He actually got them usually when he came out of the gym in the mornings.
Yeah.
And he also asked to turn it over to an electronic one. They put it on an iPad. And that was how they could prove that he was reading them, or at least that he was opening them and flipping through all the pages, that all the pages had been viewed.
He read them all. He was not available at the early pre-dawn one-on-ones that they used to do.
Right. There is also a verbal briefing that goes on, and that's usually at the president's discretion at what time of day they want to do it. And different ones did it at different times. The ones that you spoke of, they wanted that early morning one.
Yep.
That's when they did it. So I just wanted to concede to you that, yeah, I was wrong. I was misled. But, that's why I like to fact change. That's why I don't like to stand concrete on anything. If you challenge me, I'll go back and read up on it.
Very good.
That's what I think. I recommend everybody try that strategy.
Especially the presidents and the news media. Golly. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. Well, I used to consume quite a bit of conservative media, and I broadened my horizons a little bit. I still consume it, but I'm more diverse in what I consume now.
Well, I consume all of it because I just came from that.
Right. I like the AP because they don't put a lot of commentary in with it. It's usually more fact based, so I like to go to them a little bit. But
unfortunately, the AP and I like AP. I actually did a lot of work for AP and UPI, but AP I did a lot of work for. But unfortunately for AP, they rely on a lot of local media, and that's the reason it's called the Associated Press. If you're an Associated Press broadcast media, for instance, or newspaper, then you are contributing to the Associated Press. That way, it's like a big network, and it's from local stations, local newspapers to whatever. So you're at their mercy. Whatever they give you, you rebroadcast or reprint. So not that it's bad, but the AP also has to do a fact check on theirs.
Yeah.
Or should.
Something I try to remind myself every day is of a Mark Twain quote. Not a big Mark Twain fan. He was kind of a racist, but he had some deep thought.
Mm-hmm.
One of his quotes was, it's not the things that we don't know that make us look foolish. It's the things we know for sure that just aren't so.
Yeah, right. There you go.
So
that's a good quote.
I try to remember, all the time. So my lesson for myself today is that, if somebody challenges what you think, go back and do your research and make sure you're right.
There you go. All right, Steve, but thanks for using your telephone in the right way to talk.
Thanks for getting that information.
I also turn off I turn the heat off. I turn all the noise sources off behind me too. So.
Yep, got that.
But
I turn off.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a blessed day.
We do keep the dogs available, but as you guys get to hear.
I want him next time he comes in to bring his guitar because that
absolutely.
Voice, like you said, we've got to hear a Conway Twitty.
There we go.
I bet it's good.
Hello, darling. You're live and local. Be right back.
Good morning, you bad, beautiful bosses. This is Carrie Cobb, your boss mortgage broker from Empire Financial, NMLS 1987537.
And good morning, beautiful people. This is Donna Riggs, your local realtor, here with LPT Realty in Onslow County and the surrounding areas of North Carolina. Your boss tip for today is to stop renting and start owning, because now is the right time to buy a home. Contact our team and let us help you approach the home buying process the boss way by building opportunities through simple solutions.
Text or call your lender today at 910-382-2188 or your realtor at 910-340-0224. Empire Financial, NMLS 2108504. Equal opportunity employer and housing lender. Visit empirefi.com for terms and conditions. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Corned beef brisket flats, just $4.99 a pound. Boneless New York strip steak is only $8.99 a pound. Half-cut boneless strip loin, $7.99 a pound. Whole Boston butt, just $1.49 a pound. Western-style ribs or pork steak, just $2.49 a pound. And boneless shoulder roast is $4.19 a pound, and split fry breast is only $2.29 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest of certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, crisp green cabbage, just 59 cents a pound. Red or gold creamer potatoes, you get 2 3-pound bags for just $2.99. Two 12-ounce bags of crisp green beans. 2 bags for $5. Extra large red or white seedless grapes are only $2.49 a pound. Ruby grape tomatoes, you get 2 pints for $4. Navel oranges are only 59 cents each. And jumbo bell peppers are only 79 cents each. And you get 4 6-packs of Coke or Sprites for just $14. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville, where good things cost less. Remember, say big with the P.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing special residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Have you guys ever met Chip Hughes, Sheriff of Craven County?
Yes, I have.
He is a great guy.
He's on a committee. I'm on up there.
Okay,
He's
cool.
great.
Well, they during January and February, he's released more of what the officers did, the drug guys did up there. They got a couple of dozen people charged so far between January and February, undercover operation. They seized 2 ounces of heroin fentanyl.
Right.
Yeah.
About 500 dosage units, 500 doses worth $10,000. Now, what's really important about this, and the reason I'm giving you this, glad they broke it down, 15.5 ounces of cocaine, 440 units, dosage units, worth $44,000. In other words, 440 units of coke, $44,000. 500 units of the fentanyl stuff, lace stuff, $10,000. In other words, the fentanyl is 1/5 as expensive at the street level as cocaine.
Yes.
Now we understand why people are going to fentanyl. The Chinese produced drug.
They're mass producing it.
They're mass producing the raw product, headed for the cartel, the Mexican cartel.
Mix it.
They mix it. They make it into pill forms. They stamp it into pills. They look like Percocet or whatever other thing.
And Xanax and stuff.
Yeah, and then they sell it. They can sell billions of dosages of it on the streets for 20% as much as cocaine costs.
Correct.
Now, if you're a druggie, let's see, I could get $100 worth of this cocaine. Oh, wow. Or I can get $20 worth of fentanyl. What am I going to do?
Correct.
That's what it comes down to.
That's exactly what it comes down to.
They got 44.5. That's 1,200 dosage units worth, you ready for this? $126,000.
That's a lot.
They got 8 guns off the streets.
Wow.
Illegally.
Yeah.
They're not legal guns.
Yeah.
24 people so far that they've announced. They got a whole list of who they are.
Good.
And this dude, one of the dudes that got is Raytarian Brown. He's no kin.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
Oh,
Rotarian, Brown?
Raytarian.
Oh, Raytarian.
Raytarian.
So it's not.
Raytarian.
So you're not running a.
You got to change your name.
Running
buddy.
a criminal enterprise, right?
You got to change your name. We Browns don't allow that. You're live and local Real Talk. It's time for a little bit of news from Fox News, and then we'll be back on the other side in about 60 seconds.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jackson.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. China's President Xi's 3-day visit to Moscow, meeting with Russia's President Putin, is over with various joint agreements announced, but nothing concrete about a possible peace plan for Ukraine.
Xi maintains he has an impartial position on the war in Ukraine. We are always for peace and dialogue, he says. We are firmly standing on the true side of history. Departing the Kremlin, Xi telling Putin their countries are driving the biggest global changes for 100 years. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A classmate of convicted murderer Alec Murdaugh's son Buster, Stephen Smith, is having his death in 2015 investigated as a homicide.
His mother believes he was intentionally killed, not hit by a car walking on the side of the road. Now, a state law enforcement division chief also considers his death a homicide. Buster Murdaugh this week denied any involvement in his friend's death.
Fox's Sue Guzman. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
And good morning. Welcome back live and local here at Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM and WSME971.com and on Facebook and on YouTube.
It's a lot.
I think you covered
We
it.
need to get on Instagram.
No, I think we need to get
Oh,
on
my
Rumble.
God.
So we
I
can
think we need to.
rumble.
Does anybody go on Rumble?
We need to figure out a way to get a direct feed out there to
One feed and it hits them all.
Half Moon. The mayor of Half
He's
Moon. would-
listening 'cause he's calling in.
The mayor would like that, right, Vic?
Hello, Mayor.
Oh, we get all our news from you.
I like it.
Well, that's where your mistake is. Nobody should get all of their news from any one source. Don't.
All I know is what I read in the newspaper, as Will Rogers used to say.
Well, the problem with
the
that
problem is
is
now
we
you're
don't
not
have a
reading
newspaper. The one that we've got is out of Holly Ridge and Surf City and that area, the
True.
Topsail Times.
Yeah. Yes.
If you haven't picked a copy of that up, you might want to do
It's a
that
good
one day.
one, too. Excellent.
What's up, Vic?
I want to take Mr. Rayford up on a challenge.
All right, go
Do it.
ahead.
I like it when you do this. Go for it.
Yesterday morning, Mr. Rayford,
I don't remember that.
before,
That was yesterday.
before the Kelly explosion. Not that I'm criticizing you, girl. You made a lot of good points.
He called you
But
girl.
Mr. Rayford, you offered a challenge that somebody could get a ball cap if they could come up with a funny story or an important story or something like that.
You did. Yeah, he did do that. Yep.
I don't remember it.
Yes,
Well-
you did.
Well, that's right.
You have to replay it for me.
You did it at
Yeah,
the very
but
beginning.
nobody called with a funny
So
story.
Vic's doing it. So do it, Vic.
So
Let's hear
that
it.
was yesterday.
I want the first ball cap.
Go for it.
All righty. Let me preface this. Ladies, are you familiar with the genre of pulp fiction known as romance novels?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
of course.
Sadly,
I'm going to
yes.
sit back and enjoy this. Go
Sadly,
ahead.
we are.
Yes.
Yes.
Hallmark.
All right.
Harlequin romance.
Yes.
And basically, they're soft porn,
They're very
written
cheesy, yes.
particularly for women.
Yep.
Set
But
in
you get free
the 18th
glasses.
century, usually in Europe.
Yep.
Tall, dark man.
Long hair. Yep. The whole, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Willowy blonde heroine. And yeah.
Yep.
More popularly in the trade, and you might have heard this phrase, they're known as bodice rippers.
Yes.
Huh?
I've heard that term.
Bodice rippers.
You have to read this book.
You'd have to read the books to know.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me.
And
What's
you
a
get a
bodice
free
ripper?
glass with them.
Okay, ladies, explain to Rayford what a bodice is.
I know what a bodice is.
Okay.
What's a bodice ripper?
So for bodices rip, what happens? Things come off.
Yeah.
Things
Bodice
get
ripper. Things happen.
things get active.
Yeah.
Things get heated.
Events
Oh.
occur.
Yes.
They get it on.
Okay, let's
Yes.
Okay, just
let's
cut to the
transition
Jesus.
then, because in bodice rippers, euphemisms
Yes.
are frequently employed.
Correct.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
a euphemism. It's a way of saying something without being coarse.
And it's
Okay,
colorful. Yeah.
cleaning things up.
Yes.
So, Mr. Rayford, now we're back to you.
I don't want to be back
Okay.
here. Are you a bodice ripper?
I have never ripped a bodice in my life. I gently unlace.
Do you ever wear one?
No.
No, him.
I don't have anything to hold up.
How did we get here?
He's because hold on.
He wants a ball cap.
No,
he's getting really close to getting a ball cap here.
He's about to hit Rayford up with it. Go for it, Vic.
Because euphemisms, Mr. Rayford, are one of your favorite topics.
I don't even know what euphemism
in relation
is.
to police reports.
Okay.
Okay, where the police report was cleaned up by using a euphemism, or particularly
That does happen.
using excessive force.
Okay. Keep going.
All righty. So when I worked for the Daily News, I frequently had to cover cops. One of my least favorite things.
Okay.
You know, that came after, fatalities.
Right.
Okay. So as part of doing cops, I had to go down to JPD and check over their reports. And, I had my little card from Delma Collins, and I go in there and read over, what calls were made, what arrests were made. And one night I went in there, and there's this very serious crime committed. Okay. And I'm reading through, and so I requested the complete report because, usually you just get a little clipboard with,
Which is basically what they call the skinny. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you have to request, the full report after that if it's something serious.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm reading through this one report of this serious crime. And this one officer had written up that what had taken place was the perpetrator had ravished
I hate that word.
and carnally known the victim.
Ravished and carnally known. He raped the woman.
Why not just say
And
rape?
brutalized and raped.
Yes.
I would put
is
raped
what I
in
had to
there.
translate that out to.
Brutalized
So
and
there's a
raped.
bodice ripper for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
But I would think in a police report, you'd want the harshest language possible, so you would really highlight the seriousness of the crime.
That
In
was
my
a
opinion, I
strange
would have put
report, to be
brutalized
honest
and
with you.
raped on there.
Yeah.
That's what I would have written.
He beat her and he raped her.
Yep. Well,
Brutalized.
I would.
Yes.
So as a reporter, you have to translate that as you guys just did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do I get a ball cap for
Yes,
that?
you do.
Yes, you do.
Was that a funny story?
No, he's highlighting a point that the police report should have been.
Yeah, I get that, but I thought you're supposed to be calling in with a funny story.
Well, it's funny in that the cop should have done it the different
Well, I
way.
was standing there laughing when I saw that phrase.
Yeah,
and,
because he's saying
and
this should be
everybody-
way
and
worse.
Everybody is
Yeah.
looking at me because
Yeah.
I'm standing right there at the window.
I understand.
and I felt badly because I was laughing, but I just couldn't get past ravished and carnally known.
Oh my gosh. That does sound like something out of a Harlequin
It does.
romance novel.
And in a police report, it should be the harshest language possible.
It should be just the facts, ma'am.
Yes.
Well, you earned a
Just-
hat.
no, it should be just the facts. Yes, first degree, second degree offense, assault. Things like
The
that.
police don't determine degrees. The police just give you the story.
I would
and
have
the
said
DA.
brutalized and rape because that's what happened.
Yeah. Well, I'll beat and rape. I don't know what brutalized means.
To me, brutalized is beat, but
Brutalized, raping is brutal in
sure,
itself.
definitely.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
beat and raped her.
Well, when I had to write it up, I did use assault and rape.
Oh, same. Okay, got that.
That's when we had a daily newspaper.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, Rayford, I'll send you my address and
Whoa. You got to come get this thing.
you
I
want him
ain't
to come in
gonna
person?
come in there. You guys got guns, and not only that, you threaten to shoot anybody who comes through the gate. That's no, I ain't going
No,
there.
look, you can get past the security system. You'll be safe.
And
No
the
way.
guard dog.
You want me to
then
spend
I-
money? You want me to spend my hard-earned money to send you a ball cap?
Send them your
Yes,
telephone
sir.
number, Vic.
No, I'll remit you the postage.
Send him the telephone number,
I'm gonna
and
send it
I'll
to you
call you.
COD.
Me and
And we'll
Leo,
meet
me
up.
and Leo go drop it off at his
Yeah.
house.
I'll meet up
Give
with
us
you,
the
Vic.
address.
Just send us the address. We'll take care of it.
Yes, we'll get it to you.
Okay. Have a good show, guys.
Thank
You
you.
too. Thanks, Vic. I'm like, what?
We got a great group of listeners.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Some of them are a little weird.
I get
That's
texts
okay.
all through the show from people.
I do too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Some like what we talk about, some don't, and
So-
that's okay.
So
Diversity is cool.
explain to me, how did Donald Trump? How was his first night in jail? Yesterday he was supposed to be arrested, and
He wasn't arrested.
He wasn't.
Well, I just read an update on
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I'm sorry. He
What
said
is
he
it?
was going to be arrested.
They said right now in New York City, their protesters outweigh the Trump supporters on the streets right now. Where
Wait a
there's
minute. What?
people
what-
protesting
That he was not arrested.
that he was not arrested.
Oh, my
are
word. Are you
outweighing
serious?
the people that are there to support Trump. So,
Okay.
Hello, Jack. How are you?
Good morning.
well, good morning, Jack.
How's everyone doing this cooler morning, but
We're
not
doing
as cool
good.
as yesterday?
Oh, definitely not as cold.
It's fine. It's going to be warmer a little bit later on. Then it's going to get hot.
Don't you complain about it.
I'm not
We're
complaining.
excited.
I am too.
I'm not complaining.
Oh,
85.
it's
I'm
good.
looking forward to a little bit warmer weather. I've got so many things I need to do outside, and
So do I.
hard to get out there when the wind's blowing so hard. Not
Yes.
necessarily to cool, but the wind's what's so bad on a lot of folks now, especially with the pollen and all.
Yeah, buddy. My hair turned
Hey,
blonde the other day.
I wanted to clear up a couple of things that was brought up at the commissioner meeting Monday evening in regards to the public comment section. Some of the folks that spoke just did not have their facts right, and some of those folks that spoke, I've called them out before on their issues and coming up and putting out information that's not factual and not even true.
Wow.
It's
Amazing.
beyond me how people want to get in front of the camera and boast about things to condemn the commissioners for something the commissioners really don't have any authority or control over. One thing, one person spoke about the tax rate and the revaluation. The tax rate was lowered to a reasonable level because of the revaluation, but the revaluation was something that had to be done by law every 8 years, but the county does it to keep the sticker shock off every 4 years. And everybody that got a revaluation, or everybody during the revaluation process, was sent a letter to come up before come see the tax collector and voice their concerns about the valuation of their property. If they weren't satisfied with the valuation of their property, there was adjustments that could be made, and there were several appeal processes that could be made. But it seemed like they were trying to blame the commissioners for the valuation on the properties, and that's not the case. The 3 cent for the fire departments, volunteer fire departments, and the municipal fire departments had to be done. 3 cents for the schools, it had to be done. We need to get those kids out of those mobile homes that's circulating the schools for no other reason but for security reasons. You can't have a viable security plan with outlying buildings that have to go outside to get to the classroom.
It's true.
Another person that spoke about the Heinz Farm, and a lot of people, or a few people, have issues with that, don't like it, and I understand that, and that's totally their privilege. But Heinz Farm is the only park and recreational facility that's making money. None of the other ones are making any money. The other parks that we have, and I could name them all, but they're pretty widespread. But that park had to be developed because people wanted it developed a certain way, and they wanted certain amenities out there. So the county was using tourism money, and I think they've got a grant from the state bring some of the things in that the people wanted that was in the survey. So I don't have an issue with Heinz Farm. I've never had an issue with it. There's things that can be placed out there that can move on. And another person that spoke about the roads and blaming the commissioners for doing away with the grandfather clause. There was no grandfather clause on the roads. The roads are all counties in the state of North Carolina. None of the counties that I know of or aware of maintains and keeps the roads up. That's all North Carolina Department of Transportation.
That's right.
And what he was probably referring to is in 1975, the Department of Transportation come out and said all roads, all in the counties, we will take over, and if the traffic, we'll take those roads over and we'll maintain them and we'll bring them up to state standards. After 1975, all roads that were built had to be built with state standards, or the Department of Transportation would not take them under their maintenance program or their maintenance agreement. So that was all done by the Department of Transportation. The county commissioners had no authority on that. If the county of Onslow decided to take over roads and do the maintenance and take care of repaving, building roads, and so forth, we would have to double the tax rate in order to fund that. And I know that I wouldn't want to pay taxes to the state Department of Transportation and then have to turn around and spend money in a local area to maintain the roads. And another issue that was brought up by one individual there was about the trash and everything. Onslow County don't have a trash pickup program. If it's on the state of North Carolina Department of Transportation roads, the Department of Transportation does hire people, and they do volunteer programs and adopt a highway program to clean the roads up. Mm-hmm. But if you live in a subdivision and those roads are not on the state system, those roads and the cleanup is all the responsibility of the people that live in those areas that the roads are not under the state system.
Right.
So, I don't mind people coming. I'm not trying to say, but both of these individuals has been called out on those issues, and they knew what the score was before they came up and started throwing darts at the commissioners. And the commissioners was very graceful in saying, thank you for coming, appreciate you speaking. And everybody has that right to speak. But I think people coming up there to just put out false information or bad information and put out information that make it look like the commissioners are at fault for everything, I think that's really wrong for those people to do that. And I don't know for that, but it just gripes me that they can get in front of a TV camera and waste county money, because the taxpayers and the county has to pay for that production that depending on the time length, they have to pay for that. That's not free. And they take the opportunity to stand up there in front of the commissioners and be on G10 and other media outlets to kindly bash the commissioners for whatever reason. I don't know, but that's just my take on it. And I understand Kelly was upset and angry yesterday about things, but those handful of people that's against the commissioners and barking about the things that the commissioners did or didn't do as far as the revaluation and the trash pickup and the roads, those things didn't affect the commissioners' race. Every one of those commissioners that voted for the revaluation and an adjustment of the tax, all of those people got reelected. If they were threatening and saying that if y'all don't come around and do what we want you to do, we're going to go to the polls and we're going to vote you out. I don't have to worry about that, because they can vote me out all they want. I'm not worried about it one little bit, but I just wanted to get that word in to you, and hopefully the listeners will understand what these people are trying to do to the board listeners.
Well, some people, if the only way they can have any notoriety, and generally that's what it's about, is to get up and stand up and scream and holler and carry on. The county commissioners do not get into a rebuttal. That's one of the things that I kind of disagree with, but I agree with for the most part. They don't get into an argument situation, and there's another contest Jack and I would call it if we were just alone. But it's it's a situation that if they want to get on and scream and holler, why don't they come scream and holler with us? Because we can rebut them. I've got no problem in doing that.
Well, I have told and met with one of those individuals about the roads and everything, and that individual knows what the rule was. There was no excuse for him coming up and blaming the commissioners for stuff that the commissioners had absolutely no control over. And that other individual, I had called that person out in a prior meeting for coming up and speaking. I didn't use her name, but she knew who I was talking about. But I had called her out in a prior meeting about coming up and speaking about information and putting information out there was not factual. I actually told them to get their facts right when they come back and spoke. And they giggled and made a comment. And I had somebody out in the audience that was listening to them, and they said, "Hey, you must be talking about me." Well, you daggum right, I was talking about them because I thought they should know that we were looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jack, you'll make some great points, and some people get up and again they just want to speak because they're naysayers. There's a word there that I've used a lot before. They're just naysayers. It doesn't matter what the county commissioners do, what the city council does. There are people out there just going to be, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Period.
Well, I think Commissioner Knapp and Commissioner Foster made a good point yesterday. I don't remember which one or maybe both of them, but when you become a county commissioner, you represent everybody. You become there's no unaffiliated party,
right?
But you become a Republican. You have to represent everybody. The 200 and some thousand people that's in this county, people that vote, people that don't vote, people are with one party or another. You don't pick and choose. You don't wait till somebody comes up there and wants something and you say, "Well, are you a Republican? Because we're a Republican. We're not going to help you if you're not a Republican." That's not the way it goes. We have to respond to every single citizen's need, and that's what the county commissioners do.
Yeah.
And that's what the commissioners are supposed to do. That's their job title.
Jack, you and I go back for a long ways, a long time ago. And we do remember a sheriff in this county who was extremely political. And I know he would check political affiliations before he would even hire somebody.
That's sad.
Well,
we know that.
I know who you're talking about. And
you do know who I'm talking about.
You know who I'm talking about. And I will tell you that individual was a relative of mine. But if you weren't a registered Democrat and you didn't have a pickup truck, you didn't get a job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my!
And also, by the same token, it depends upon who you are, whether you could get a pistol purchase permit or not. It did not matter what your background was, whether he would even issue you a pistol purchase permit.
Yep, that's true. And if you had a little spat with your wife or your back then, they didn't have too many female deputies back then, maybe a couple. But if you had a spat with your wife and you decide to go one way or go another way,
you were gone.
You had to come on in and turn your paperwork in and pack your lard bucket and go on down the road because you didn't have a job.
That's the way he worked.
Yeah, I know. I know who y'all are talking about. And
I know it eventually got to where I don't know if I should say this, but you were better off to carry a Bible.
That was a later generation.
Later generation, right?
I've got my point across, I hope. And
you have. Thank you, Jack.
Appreciate that.
As always,
I
thank you.
I watch those meetings, and I know that the commissioners has to be polite and courteous. And I'm not doing this to discourage people from going in and speaking because there has been some very valid public comment speakers that's come in and really brought light to some of the things the commissioners need to look at. And that's fine. I'm not trying to suppress that at all, but as a former county commissioner and chairman of the board for a short period of time, I felt compelled to call and let you know what I thought about that event Monday night.
No, very good.
Appreciate
Jack,
that.
thank you,
Yep,
sir. We do
thank you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Jack.
Take care. You guys have a good day.
You too. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
Whether it's a quick bite to go or a sit-down lunch meeting, make the Burrow Restaurant your midday go-to eatery. From small plates and appetizers, sandwiches, burgers, and salads, to steak, seafood, chicken, and pasta, there's something for everyone, including a kids menu. Or pick up a Low Country boil from the Burrow's Low Country Kitchen for your next office or family get-together. And craft cocktails to go. Restrictions apply. Ask for details. The Burrow Restaurant, 109 North Front Street in historic downtown Swansboro.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we are back live and local. And
That was a good call with Jack.
Jack done good. I like
One
that.
thing I've learned is when I have questions about anything that deals with the county business, I learned to call and talk to the commissioners. Jack and I have had a lot of conversations. He's given me a lot of good input and information. Of course, I talk to Robin a lot, even Royce, Paul. I mean, they're always there. They'll explain to you how things work.
They do.
And I don't have a problem with anybody wanting to start their own political action committee. I don't have a problem with that. As long as you're registered properly, you follow the rules and the guidelines. But I found the biggest thing is if you're going to start something like that, good for you. But I would advise against the constant bashing and the constant negativity and like everybody's a crook and, start, learning. Like if you have a question about a county commissioner, go ask them. Or if you have a question about an action, go ask and find out. But if you quit taking such a negative approach on everything, because there are some people, I'll tell you right now in this town, that will never get elected to anything because they are non-electable because of their actions. And it goes a long ways.
Yeah. And some of them may not even want to be elected, and they
Right.
just want to get to be seen.
Yes,
And,
yes.
good for you.
But it's some
Have at
some
it.
people have caused such a negative connotation, and they're just not well looked upon, and it's a shame, because if you're going to start a political action committee, come out, be strong, and be out there to help. I mean, if you have questions,
And be
go-
factual.
and be factual, and go out and get your answers. You could go a long way. You
Yeah.
really could.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
You
By
wanna
the
do
way,
some weather?
Tideline Marine. Yes,
Oh,
you
weather
got that
time.
right. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. We got 3 boats there ourselves. Robbie's got 1. I've got 2.
Hmm.
Now she wants another one, so she'll be equal. We enjoy there. I've enjoyed having my boat there for years and years and years. And George and Elise, where'd that noise come from?
No, I thought it was just my headphones.
No, it's just something that slipped through the air here, I
Okay.
guess. Anyway, it's a great place. And if you are looking for an in-water boat slip, you might want to give them a chat. Give George or Elise a call and see what they have available or what they have coming up. They're doing some improvements on the docks and stuff like that downtown too. So making sure that everything is just perfect for you. One of the cool things about having your boat there in the water, like I keep one of mine, is that I can just go through, unlock the walk-through gate, because everybody who has a slip there has a key to the gate in the back, not to the store when they're out after hours and stuff, but in the very back. You can get to your slip in the middle of the night if you want to go for a moonlight cruise.
There's
What?
a gator out there.
Oh, that's all right. They don't get into boats. But you can drive down, walk through the gate, unlock the gate, walk through, lock it back, and get aboard your boat, and go out leaving early in the morning if you want to. Like is what I do a lot, and we'll get a whole group together. We may leave at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh,
Oh
fun.
God, that's great. By the time you get downriver and approaching the inlet, or just after you get through the inlet, the sun starts coming up.
It's
Oh
beautiful.
my goodness
Yes.
gracious, you just cannot imagine. Kelly, you would even like that. Beautiful. So check and see what they got available or what they have coming up. You never know. The summer season is coming on strong, and you might want to be part of it for your fishing and boating needs. All of it. Tideline Marine, your one-stop shop here in Jacksonville, right downtown, conveniently located across from the boat ramp there on Old Bridge Street. Northeasterly winds offshore today about 10 knots, becoming westerly 5 to 10 late this morning and into the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet, dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light shot tomorrow. Southwesterly winds kicking up a bit, 10 to 15, then 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 in the afternoon. 2 to 4 footers to begin with. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, becoming choppy in the afternoon. And on Friday to end the work week, southwesterly winds 15 to 20, increasing to 20 to 25 in the afternoon. 4 to 6 footers offshore. Sounds and rivers choppy, and they're going to get rough in the afternoon.
Yep. Today, mostly cloudy, high of 69. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 55. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 9. Otherwise, partly sunny, high of 79 and little gusty, but we'll take that. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, low of 60, still gusty. On Friday, sunny, high of 85 glorious degrees. Gusts is high at times as 21 miles an hour, but nobody cares because it's going to be warm. But don't burn anything Thursday or Friday. Don't do that. We're not trying to set
Have
the
you
neighborhood
got
on fire.
Saturdays? I heard it was
Saturday,
supposed to rain.
sunny,
Saturdays,
82.
They're both looking good.
Partly sunny, 82.
Little rain possibly on Saturday afternoon, I think.
It's not even saying it on here right
Okay.
now.
Well, good.
And Sunday, sunny, high of 80. I'll take it. Everybody can work in the yard this weekend. There's no mention of rain.
You're not going to be working in the yard. You're going to the beach and,
Not
your
me.
bikini on, right?
I got it. I found my dog's dug a hole in the back. I've got to take care of that.
That's what Robin's job
He's
is.
trying to dig out under the fence.
Let Robin take care of it.
I'll do it. I'll do
Yeah,
it
right now they're showing PM thunderstorms on Saturday, 40% chance of rain.
It
And I'm
don't,
like,
it's not even
"No."
listed on here. But that's
Yeah.
PM. Who cares?
Yes.
You still got a nice day.
Oh, PM begins at 12:01 in the afternoon.
No, I look at PM as after 5
Oh.
when I see that. That's how
We
I
got a
look.
message from our chamber director out of Swansboro.
Oh, what's up?
Overnight, the gas prices at the Handy Mart jumped the price of gas from $3.08 to $3.39.
Holy
That's
cow.
a 31-cent
That's
increase.
they've been doing that up and down lately,
What's
and it's
going
getting
on?
That's a
ridiculous.
huge jump,
They
though.
were down to 282 not long ago, and a couple of tanks later, it was like 309, and then it was 308 the last time, and then I saw the prices yesterday.
I need to
And
go by our store today and get some gas. I need to fill up.
yeah, hopefully it hasn't jumped.
I paid $3.09 last week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got something to bring up. My daughter, she's always good for finding these stories.
Uh-huh.
And it hasn't happened here, but I have no doubt if it did, our parents around here would be on it. Eugene, Oregon. The parents they had a school board meeting, and the parents are mad as heck, and I don't blame them. They found out there was earlier in the month at a high school called Churchill High School, some students were given an assignment. I would lose my mind. This assignment for these high school kids, y'all ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Involved writing out a sexual fantasy that involved props but no penetration, and said it was intended to show how one could experience physical love without sex. It was also, I'm not done. It was also reported that the students were asked to spin a wheel labeled with various sex acts. They would then allegedly have to write the initials of the boy or girl they would do that sex act with. These parents lost their minds. I don't blame them. So the district, when these parents confronted them at this last Wednesday, March 15th, so it was last week's school board meeting, the district said, well, students were allowed to opt out of the assignment if they wanted to. First of all, that should never even been given an assignment. So,
There's a pervert in charge of that classroom.
the superintendent claims that the district has a long-standing tradition of prioritizing academic freedom with effective administrative oversights. He said there were some failures. He claims that he said, to be clear, the teacher did not create that lesson himself. The assignment in question is pulled directly from Our Whole Lives Sexuality Education course for grades 10 through 12. He originally
What's the name of that?
Our
Whole
Lives Sexuality Education.
Wow.
He originally tried to say that the rumors of this spinning wheels with the axe have not been substantiated, but then he went and the parents erupted in a frenzy in the audience. So then he went on to confirm that an online virtual randomizer wheel did have sex acts on it, and that this came with more information on page 172 of that Whole Lives manual. Parents are mad as heck. They said that they want the kids to be focused on academic readiness instead of describing their sexual fantasies to the teachers. I'm all agreeant. And they brought up something that I totally agree with. What if a child is either currently abused or been previously abused? This type of assignment, it could be very triggering for them, very traumatizing. This is very inappropriate. I just can't. So then one parent got so mad, they stood up and called the teacher a sexual deviant.
I agree with that.
Said the teacher needed to be removed. And they said, if you do not remove him, I'm giving you my word today that tomorrow morning I will talk to the county clerk's office and I will file for the removal of every single one of you.
Wow.
Yeah. And some of the board members actually issued apologies to parents in the audience that their students had to endure that assignment. But they had, and then so my daughter managed to get a hold of this fantasy story. I'm going to read you this. She found it online, and this is the actual instructions. For those students who were absent, you will write a short story of a paragraph or two. This story is a sexual fantasy that will have no penetration of any kind or oral sex, no way of passing an STI. You will choose 3 items: romantic music, candles, massage oil, feather BOA, flavored syrup, etc., to use in your story. Your story should show that you can show and receive loving physical affection without having sex. You get 10 points for that story. The points are listed on here. You have to upload it as a file.
And what were the grades?
10 through 12.
My goodness.
I
Wow.
am.
Here's the original book
Yeah.
from 1999.
Oh, my word.
K
Raven.
through 1.
Wow.
Raven's got it pulled up here. Our whole lives,
used the
sexuality
book.
education for grades
A
K through
used
1.
book, $74.23.
Ooh,
Free
what
shipping.
kind of- someone tell me why any kindergartner and first grader needs any kind of sexuality education. My grandson's a third grader. He doesn't need any of that. Like, oh,
And he
my
certainly
word,
doesn't
Raven.
need it from a school teacher who's telling them to spin a wheel or to write the
Agreed.
initials
Of who you were, because that could become into. Remember the student up in Virginia that sexually assaulted those girls in the girls in the bathroom. What if you name somebody names somebody that quote they have this fantasy about and it's not reciprocated? What if they get enraged by that? I mean, this who wrote this curriculum? Two, what school system ever thought it was a good idea to have? Do they not preview the material? And you wonder why parents get upset at school systems. This is a highlight of a reason why. Thank goodness my kids are grown, because I cannot imagine them being subjected to this kind of curriculum, because I would be one of those parents losing my mind. I'm gonna
They
be
got
honest.
another edition
Oh,
for
no.
different grades, 10 through 12.
That's the one that it came from right there. That it says that it's from. Wow, Raven, what in the world?
That brings to mind.
If I know.
That brings to mind people going to the Board of Education meeting talking about certain books they allegedly found in the school library.
Mm-hmm.
You've not heard another word about that since the night that they went to the Board of Education meeting and was.
Are they working on it, or?
None of the schools that I know of have had any parent or anybody request to go into the library and look at books. Huh.
You're live in local Real Talk.
Mm-hmm.
910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. We'll be right back.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Sneeze Ferry LP Gas, 777 Highway 210. Sneeze Ferry takes this time to thank those that serve for our most prized possession, our freedom. Sneeze Ferry LP Gas offers complete LP gas service for both residential and commercial needs. They feature gas fireplaces, heating appliances, gas accessories, gas water heaters, routed deliveries, budget payment plans available, and grill cylinder refills. Sneeze Ferry LP Gas sells and provides service for Renai and Navion tankless water heaters. For all your residential and commercial LP gas sales and service needs, and for comfort and convenience, call Sneeze Ferry LP Gas, 910-327-2541. That's 910-327-2541. Once again, Sneeze Ferry LP Gas salutes those that serve us. If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011 B Bridges Street, Morehead City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
All right, let's drive on over to Pender County here because the school board there, the school system.
Yeah, school system has pulled several books. I guess there was a group wanted 40 books removed. And the group is Concerned Citizens of Pender County, asked for 40 books to be removed. They gave a list. And the topics range from LGBTQ community to self-harm and suicide. Although the group behind the review list said they're concerned about child porn. I'm reading. They ended up removing some books. How many did it say? 4 schools. Okay, while some schools chose to keep all those lists of books, 4 schools chose to remove a total of 7 titles from the libraries. The leaders have not shared the reasons why for each title, but they say one was removed because it hadn't been checked out in several years. Okay. And
kids are not going to the library that much, you know that.
No, they sure don't.
And they're not monitoring much because my grandson has checked out books that are, a couple of them were way, he's in 3rd grade and he's a great reader, but some of them were like, 5th grade level books. And my daughter's like, why do you bring this home? And some of them were, young, he was too advanced for them in terms of, like they were like baby books, so to speak. I think that kid just goes in there, looks at the cover and says, oh, this looks cool, and checks it out. My daughter's like, are y'all not watching? Help him pick out 3rd grade appropriate, help him work on his reading skills because he can read well. But so I don't know. So 3 of the books was A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, Sold by Patricia McCormick, and The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. That's Burgall Middle School.
Part-time Indian.
That's what it says, by Sherman Alexie. Pender High School reviewed 18 books and only removed 1, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Moss. Topsail Middle School reviewed 6 titles and removed 3. Go Ask Alice. Oh my goodness, that is a great book. I read that as a kid. What? I think every teen should read Go Ask Alice. The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. 2 schools removed this one. I need to read that book and see what this is about. And The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein.
Racing in the Rain?
That's what it says. The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein.
Racing in the Rain?
I don't know.
Why would you pull that?
I don't know.
It seems a little strange.
West Pender Middle School had 2 titles under review and decided to remove 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. Now I'm assuming that's the one that got turned into a movie. Interesting. It's a good movie, but Go Ask Alice. I read that as a teenager.
What was that one about?
It's about drug use.
Is it not promoting it? I take it.
No, it's an anonymous author. It's a very good book.
Sounds good. Well, it sounds like this group is doing it the right way.
So the school just reviewed. Go Ask Alice is a 1971 book about a teenage girl who develops a drug addiction at age 15 and runs away on a journey of self-destructive escapism. Yeah, it's a really good book.
Oh, maybe they thought it was a book of how to.
It's an eye-opening book. I mean, but yeah. But the sad thing about it is, and this is really sad to say, a lot of kids don't read books anymore.
They don't.
This is very sad. So, I mean, I understand the parents want to take some of these books out, but sadly, parents, most of these kids aren't going in the library and checking out books. And it's very sad because reading is just an awesome thing.
Yeah.
I love to read a book a day.
I love to read.
I used to. And in elementary school, I go to the library.
Yes.
I had a whole series of things that I wanted to read anyway. And I read them all.
I'd go
But I'd
crazy
take
at the
one
book
every
fair.
day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd love to.
Take it back the next morning.
I would do the same thing. I was in junior high school. We had a thing going on at the time too, but I would read a book a day. I
The
loved
little
reading.
scholastic books, you used to get that little
Yes,
thing and order it. My
yes.
mom would get so mad at me. I'd have a long list and she'd make me narrow it down. But I love it. I still like to read now. I still read books.
Now my granddaughter loves to read,
Mhm.
and whenever she's in town, I'll take her to Barnes and Nobles, and she buys the classics like Gone with the Wind,
That's a
and
good book.
a lot of those old books. And I'm proud of her. She buys Shakespeare.
I just think reading's a dying art, and it's very
Right.
sad.
It
I mean, and I've got because I always give homework to my clients and stuff, and it may be like read this book or I'll provide, and they grown. The kids are like, I don't
Yes.
want to read, Miss Kelly, and blah, blah. I'm like, what?
I
No.
really wish I had been able to save or had chosen to save. I could have, but I did not. I used to buy every Hardy Boy books every time
I
they
have
came
all
out.
them at mom's house in the
Do you
attic.
have
I
'em?
think I'll have to check her out. I had them
I had
all.
Nancy
And the
Drew.
Nancy Drew, I had them all.
had
Wavered.
we
Yeah.
had a shelf out here,
Uh-huh.
and what was before it was a workshop. It was
Uh-huh.
a different place. I had a shelf out there, and they were stacked up from one end
Love the Hardy
across the
Boys
entire
books.
room.
Yes.
Wow.
I'd get one. It cost $1 each at
Yes.
those days. Buy
Oh
'em here.
man.
I'd get it. I'd read it. Took 4 hours to read it from here to Charlotte. Whenever we're traveling, I always carried one with me.
Look at you
Oh,
go.
absolutely.
Those were good books.
Oh God,
Those
yeah,
were
they
good.
You know, when I go to mom's, I'll check
thought-provoking.
her attic and I'll look and see if
Mm.
they're still up there.
It,
Well, you talking about
kids need to
prices
read
on
that.
books. Have you stood in the grocery line lately and the magazines, what few are there?
Some magazines
Have
are like
you
$20.
Yes, I picked one up the other day. It was like a home and garden.
Yeah.
$14.99.
Yes,
Oh, my
trust me, I've
God.
looked.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm
what
like,
has
I am not happy.
happened?
We
No.
getting that.
Go
The
to
National
Pinterest.
Enquirer was like $7.
You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Be right back.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watch rings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it. We stand behind it.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the vehicle, and a visit to Silence Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silence Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silence Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, dokie. Last 4 minutes or so of the show today. Been interesting again. Not as volatile as yesterday, but interesting.
What happened yesterday?
I don't know. I somebody said there was one of the girls around here just went
crazy
off.
woman.
Yeah, went like,
Well, at least y'all now know I am human. So if anybody questioned it, you now know I'm human. I have feelings. I get mad like everybody else, and then I move on from it. It's over with.
did we anybody think you were not human?
Apparently, some people did.
Oh,
But
poor
guess
babies.
what? I'm a human being. Yeah. Yay me.
Oh, let's see. What else you got?
Jacksonville
cooking there?
Police Department has put out a APB they're looking for a guy a knife wielding suspect from Saturday. He robbed the Circle K on Pine Valley Road.
Really?
They've got video and photos.
That's right around the corner.
Yeah, it's very clear. He had a
Oh,
mask
that's Joe.
on. He
I'm
had a
just kidding.
mask on.
Joe.
He is described as a black male in his 20s. He, at the time of the robbery, he was wearing a black hoodie, gray sweatpants, black Vans, and armed with a knife. And JPD Detective Daniel Karate is asking for help. So you can call Crime Stoppers. You don't even have to give your name. But they've got, these pictures are very clear.
Except he's
I
got a
think
mask on.
somebody will absolutely be able to identify this guy at some point. When you look at him up close.
Yeah, that's one where Mama will turn him in.
Oh, yeah.
There was a much closer picture
For
online.
sure.
And when you see it, you could tell from his face, somebody's going to know who this guy is.
Okay,
because-
guys, you want a
yeah.
few extra dollars in your pocket?
Yeah.
Call Crime
Call Crime
Stoppers. Give them a
Stoppers.
call.
That's right.
And once you take a look at this picture,
Go
call
on
Crime
JPD's
Stoppers.
website. It's on
Yep.
WITN, all of them. They got the pictures.
Yeah, but check it out.
Check
And
it,
if
see
you
if
know
you
who it
recognize
is
it.
and you want
Yeah.
a few dollars and you
Yeah.
don't want to get involved, just call Crime Stoppers. They'll
Correct.
give you a code number.
They will.
They won't have your name will never be revealed. They won't even have your name.
Nope.
And then when they call you back or you call in, they won't call you back because they don't have your number.
Mm-hmm.
But when you call back to find out how things are, and they say, "Yep, you got the money, you won the jackpot," then they'll give your number over to, I forgot which bank they use, Marine Federal or whatever,
It
one
was
of the
Marine
banks.
Federal,
I think it
yes.
is
Thought it
too.
was Marine Federal.
And then
Yes.
you just drive up to the window.
You
They'll
give 'em
ask
the
you no
code.
questions.
They don't even ask your ID.
Nope.
That's right.
You give them the code.
Give
Give
them
them
the code.
and then here's the cash. No
That's
check.
right.
It's a cash.
It's
That's
cash.
right.
Yep.
And you know what?
I like it.
Even the tax time, there ain't no record of it.
No, you don't have to claim that money.
Mhm.
Did you know Dick Van Dyke was 97 years old?
I didn't know he was that
97
old,
years
but he
old.
is. Yeah.
He was involved in a single
One car wreck, yeah.
accident this morning in California.
What's he driving still?
Yeah.
He was behind a wheel.
What's wrong with
He
that?
crashed through a gate.
Well, I'm sorry, but if I am fortunate enough to live to be 97, can promise y'all I won't be driving. I'll
Well,
have a
it was-
driver.
He was driving in the
Oh.
rain and he slid and lost control and hit a gate. So 97.
Good on. I love Dick Van Dyke. I
He
didn't
was
realize
cool.
he was still alive, but
97.
that's
Yeah.
scary at 97. He's still
Yeah,
driving.
I used
but
to watch
It
that
is-
Dick Van Dyke show.
I used to
Yes.
love that
religiously.
show.
Yes.
Yes. I still watch the reruns of it sometimes.
Mm.
I was watching Carol Burnett the other night.
Oh, really?
I love that show.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Good old days. Good old humor.
That's good TV.
Yes, it
It's
is.
nice and clean humor.
Yes, it is.
Some
I
of
like
it was
clean humor.
suggested, but it was all clean.
But it was not like raunchy suggestive. You know what I mean?
No.
Like it was like innuendo suggestive.
There you
Hey,
Yeah.
guess who's joining us tomorrow? Rayford, tell everybody.
go. His name is Chris. Chris Smith.
Nope.
Chris Jones.
Nope.
He's a local boy.
Chris Rayner.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's it.
Chris
Yeah.
Rayner's coming in to join us.
Our
Sports
sports
Talk
talk,
is coming to live and local.
co-host or host of Sports Talk on Friday mornings here on WSME.
Yes.
He's going to join us right here in the studios.
I know,
He knows how to get here, right?
I sent him the instructions, but he's a local.
You
boy,
might want to
so-
send it to him twice.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Chris.
He's
if you're
south.
listening.
He's from Southwest. I may have to send it to
Oh
him
yeah,
several times.
we're on the wrong side of town for him. I'm not sure he knows how to get here.
He knows
Bring-
where the country club is.
Bring
at.
your passport, Chris. It's not far from the golf course.
No.
He knows where it is.
I know
He's
that's
lots
what
of
I
fun
does.
to work with.
He's a
So,
hoot.
Anyway, that's tomorrow morning here, and I don't know what time he's coming in. 7:30.
7:30, 8 o'clock,
Something
right
like
in
that.
there.
When he gets up,
Yeah,
probably.
probably.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's
He could bring us some biscuits from Helen's.
You are just determined to get these Helens. Somebody bring this woman some Helens
Send
biscuits.
some. He gets them free all the time at Sports Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week, Randolph Thomas, former county commissioner
Yes,
here, he
he
passed
did.
away. I got his
Yes, very
services now
sad.
going to be on Friday,
Okay.
24th, at Trinity Methodist Church right
That's
here in
my
Jacksonville
church. Mhm.
at 2 p.m. Pastor Steve Smith is going to be officiating.
That's going to be a packed
We'll
place.
follow at the City of Maysville Cemetery.
Yes.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
that's we'll tell you more about it again tomorrow.
Yep.
You're live and local Real Talk coming up next. Fox News break, and then at 10 o'clock, that's a dose of our daily D's with Rick D's, and then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, it's a wonderful double dose of music with the one, the only Hollywood man
My
will be in the
buddy.
house.
Yes.
Have a great rest of your day. It's going to be a pretty one, and a pretty few days coming ahead of us. The next
Heck
4 or
yeah.
5 days going to be absolutely drop dead gorgeous. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ.